Every 9 seconds in the U.S., a woman is assaulted or beaten. Around the world, at least 1 in every 3 women have been beaten, forced to have sex, or otherwise abused during her lifetime. Most often, the abuser is a member of her own family. Domestic violence is the leading cause of injury to women, more than car accidents, muggings, and rapes combined. My guest today was a victim of this horrific epidemic who started an organization called Handbags of Hope to help other women escape this plight. Stay tuned, and when we come back, we're going to meet this phenomenal woman, Miss Jackie Bobsing, as she shares her story and how she chose to make a difference.
Dr. Tanishai Ford is an ordained minister, inspirational, highly motivational speaker, and acclaimed author of I Miss the Hugs, Not the Hurt, and This is a Comma in Your Life, Not a Period. To book Dr. Tanishai Ford to speak and motivate your staff, organization, or church, or to order her life-changing books today, I Miss the Hugs, Not the Hurt, and This is a Comma in Your Life, Not a Period, just visit drtford.com. That's drtford.com.
GNLD, empowering people since 1958 with life-changing products. Vitality Aloe Vera Plus reduces stress, fights fatigue, normalizes blood sugar. Trienen Grain Concentrate, enhanced cellular function. Full Motion, renewals and repairs cartilage in joints for comfort. For more information, call the ESOM team. Independent GNLD distributors at 313-408-6489. 313-408-6489. GNLD.
Welcome to the Dr. Tanishai Ford Show. My guest today is Jackie Bobsing. Our topic today is a topic that has touched many people's lives, especially women, domestic violence. And I want to welcome Jackie to our show. Jackie, welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
I'm so honored to have you. You know, when I heard about this show, my producer brought the show to me, you came up as a guest idea, okay? We talked about many guests that could be on the show, but you have something very unique going on. But before we go there, I want to ask you, when did domestic violence start in your life? What was the first experience you had with domestic violence?
I was 4 with my mother and father.
Okay.
Friday nights, Dad would go out drinking with his buddies, and Mom would wait up for him to get home, and it was the same routine week after week. He would come home, she would be angry, she was the aggressor.
Okay.
She was the abuser. He just wanted to go to bed and go to sleep, and it would escalate to the point where he was now pushing her off of him, just trying to get to the bedroom, just trying to get quiet. And he would end up hurting her.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Now, you said that your mother was the aggressor, she was the abuser.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was she also abused as a child? Was she, before she got into the marriage with your dad, was she abused beforehand?
No, I don't think my mom was abused, but my mom was always in need of attention.
Okay. All right, that's a good point. You hold on to, okay, that's a good point. Now, when did you personally start experiencing domestic violence?
It was more in the form of verbal abuse.
Okay, tell us about that.
It was more being told that you were dumb, you were stupid, you would grow up to amount to nothing. Even when you brought home report cards that were straight A's and you were doing your hardest for their approval. In our house, I think we were ignored a lot. Mom and Dad were so busy with what they were doing.
They were
and what
engrossed
was
in themselves.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
That they didn't pay a whole lot of attention to us, so negative behavior was
reinforced. It was a negative reinforcement.
right. It was how we got their attention. If
So-
we were bad, we got their attention.
Okay. So how did that make you feel?
You know?
How did that make you feel when you were going through the verbal?
Oh, the verbal it's horrible. It's it made me try harder to prove myself to them. My younger brother, it did not.
Okay.
It had a very negative effect on him, where he became my father.
Okay.
I guess that's the best way to describe it.
That's an excellent way. Yeah.
You know, he would duplicate my father's behavior. And so for me, it was, this is not okay, this is not right. But I also had an aunt and an uncle that I spent time with. Their home was very normal, I guess you could call it. you know, no yelling, no bickering, no physical or
Yes.
verbal abuse. So when I went there, it was normal.
Okay, now you went through the verbal abuse. Now, at what point did it ever turn into anything violent? Did you ever experience the violence
When
you
I
got
started
older?
dating.
When you started dating.
Yes.
Tell us about that. When
Yeah.
you were an
When I
adolescent?
Yep.
Okay,
When I
tell us
started
about that.
dating and I started looking towards boys, they tended to be bad boys.
Okay.
You know,
Yes.
because that's what I was surrounded with. Those were the examples that were given to me, even through other family members and my father's friends. The neighborhood we grew up in.
Okay.
Even.
Now, let me ask you this: was it normal when you were dating this young man as a teenager? How did your peers interact with you? Did they feel that was normal for you to be abused by your boyfriend? Was everybody like doing that, or did anybody kind of intervene and say that's not good?
No, no one intervened.
Nobody intervened.
Nobody intervened.
Okay, and the reason why I'm asking that is because I remember there's a movie on Lifetime Movie Network. I like to watch that, and there was a movie about No One Would Tell.
Right.
And did you see
Yes.
that movie? Okay.
Yes.
And it's amazing how this young lady, she was a teenager, and she felt that was normal for her to be abused. And her friends were saying, yo, that's not normal. Oh, but he loves me. He cares about me. Oh, he won't do it again. And, you know, and it's like she didn't get the message that this is inappropriate behavior. And people need to understand that adolescents are going through abuse. And it's like, in their minds, it's normal. And where are they getting that from, Jackie? Why do they feel it's normal?
Right now, in today's society, it's because our rap music,
Okay.
it's a prime example of just the lyrics alone, the disrespect for a woman. Never should any of our daughters, our nieces, our granddaughters, our neighbors, should these girls accept being called a
Yes. Yes.
It is just a normal, for us,
Right.
it was disrespect.
Right.
You know?
If you're a teenager and you're watching this show, I want you to understand that it's not normal to be in an abusive relationship. It's not normal. Out of that relationship, you don't want to be a part of that. It's not a normal behavior. Okay, go ahead and finish.
And I think, too, I had a couple of boyfriends that when we were with our friends, we appeared just fine. There was nothing wrong. You had the best relationship. You have such a good boyfriend. It was when we were alone.
Okay.
What I did wrong, why was I talking to
Yes.
him? You know, I didn't keep to his side. It was that type of a control issue.
Okay, let's go a little further now. At some point, did you ever become the abuser in the relationship? Did you know as things evolved?
Yes, I caught myself when I was 21 years old.
Okay.
I had my first daughter when I was 18
Okay.
and married the father. I was 21, and it was like a repeat of my father.
But I want you to hold that thought because we're
Okay.
going to get ready to go to a commercial back. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Thank you.
You probably think you have to know somebody to hire a great law firm. Well, you do know somebody. You know me, Jeffrey Feiger. You know what I stand for. You know that I fight for my clients' rights. And you know that Feiger Law has 18 of the best trial lawyers in America. Insurance companies, corporations, and government are counting on you to hire a lawyer who will take any settlement they offer. But who will stand up for you when your life is on the line? We will.
Make tomorrow awesome with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Right now, you can get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months with HD DVR service free for 3 months. Call 1-877-656-2548 today. Get the top networks and popular channels like AMC and Discovery in digital quality. Plus, never miss a thing with HD DVR service. Record your favorite shows and watch them on your schedule in stunning HD. Call 1-877-656-2548 and get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months. Don't forget to ask how you can get Xfinity On Demand with the best in entertainment anytime on any device. Plus premium channels like HBO and Showtime. Get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months with HD DVR service free for 3 months. Tomorrow could be awesome if you call today. Call 1-877-656-2548 and make the switch now. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're talking about domestic violence with my guest, Jackie Bob-Singh. Jackie, before we went to commercial break, I asked you about, at one point in your life, you became the abuser. Tell me about that.
I was 21, married maybe 3 years, and my husband had gone out with his buddy again on a Friday night, a payday, which I'm sure a lot of women are familiar with, and no phone call, no discussion of him going that night. And he came home again at 4 in the morning.
Okay, you weren't having that.
And I was not having that. It was flashbacks of, I married my father. Okay, that was the fear that was setting me. I married my father. So when he went to come in the door, I stopped him from coming in the door, and when he proceeded to try and enter, not physically, but try and enter, I became physical and literally cold cocked him right back out the front door.
Does this happen all the time?
No.
Okay.
It was the very first
And the last time?
Very first, very last
and last time. Okay.
I realized when he woke, I did let him in the house. I was shocked at what I had done.
Okay.
But it wasn't until the next morning when he woke up and he had a very large scratch down his face that I realized I had become my mother.
All right. Okay. Okay. Now you're married.
Right.
You're married now. Okay. You're in this relationship. When did he start abusing you? And
Jeff never abused me.
He never abused you. So you were married and you were the abuser.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Now we're going to get to the part of the show where you go out and you feel the need to start a mission called Handbags for Hope.
Yes.
What inspired Handbags for Hope, and what is it?
Handbags of Hope is a nonprofit where we ask women to donate purses they no longer use. The purses have 10 necessities that are added to the handbags. Basically creating a purse a woman only has to put her ID into.
Okay.
Those handbags are then distributed to domestic violence shelters locally through Macomb and Oakland County, and statewide twice a year during the holidays and for Mother's Day.
All right.
I chose domestic violence because too many times these women, A, can't have a purse. They won't even own one.
Do you have a purse with you?
I do have a
Okay,
purse
can you
with
show
me
me the purse and
Sure.
let's see what's in that purse right now? Take everything. You don't have to take everything out, but just the things that are vital. Okay, let's do this, yes.
You know, we all need a wallet in our handbag.
Okay, but here's this wallet.
Manicure set.
Wallet. Okay.
Memo pad.
And what is this?
Manicure set.
Manicure set. Okay. Okay. Now, why do we need a manicure set? I mean, we're on the run.
Well, when you get into your transitional position, though, when you're in a shelter, they do give you classes for school, and so you know there's nothing worse than chipped up nails.
Notepad?
A notepad or a calendar.
And what's this for? Just so you can take notes?
Take notes. Keep your appointments in.
All right,
if you
come
have
on. Let's see what else
counseling
is in there.
appointments. Travel-sized toiletries.
Travel-sized toiletries. Now, you all provide these, right?
Yes.
The bags come in different sizes, different shapes?
Yep, they're all donated. They come in all kinds of different sizes. Even all of our items that go into the purses are donated.
All right. Now, who makes the donations?
The public and small businesses across Metro Detroit and the tri-state area.
Okay, now we're going to put it on the screen how you can get in touch with Jackie and how you can donate purses for her cause. All right, we're going to do that. Now, do you also need financial backing for what you're doing, or is it pretty much just volunteer? How big is your organization? Who's a part of your organization right now?
Okay, we are 100% operated by volunteers. No one is paid a compensation within our organization. We have been ineligible for any grants or state funding because under the guidelines of Michigan, a purse or the toiletries are not considered a necessity.
Okay, but you feel it's a necessity?
Oh, it's absolutely a necessity. Would you go to a job interview if you have not bathed for a week?
Oh, I would not.
Would you be comfortable?
No, I would not. I would not be comfortable at all.
You would not be comfortable at all.
So you came up with this idea because you've seen so many women who are on the run.
Exactly.
They're estranged from their husbands and they don't even have the necessities.
Right.
All right. So right now, if I wanted to get involved, I could just go into my closet and pick out some purses that I'm not using right now, and just bring them. Now, exactly where are you located? Are you right here in the Tri-County area? Where are you located?
Macomb County, East Point, Michigan, on Topher Avenue, inside of Love Life Christian Center.
Okay. Now, how long have you been in existence?
2005.
2005.
Yes.
Okay. So how is that going? I mean, do you have a lot of people who are partaking in your program, and do you give referrals to shelters and other organizations?
Yeah, it's normally the shelters that'll contact us asking us for the purses. We have 26 shelters in Michigan, 11 teen empowerment programs. The teen empowerment programs work a lot with teens in foster care.
Okay.
And they will do conferences on feminine hygiene. I was absolutely astounded when I attended my first one, and there were 1,300 girls in this auditorium, and none of them knew about feminine hygiene.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That was astounding.
So with the age group that you deal with, what is probably the most popular
12 to
age
17.
group? 12 to 17. They're teenagers. So
Yes.
in that age group, we talked
Yes.
about how girls are getting involved in
Right.
these relationships with these bad boys. Okay, and they're being abused. Okay.
Right.
So now in this particular arena, you're sending them to counseling.
Yes.
They get counseling from other shelters and things like that.
Yes.
Okay. Has that been successful?
Absolutely. It's been hugely successful. Matter of fact, a couple of our young ladies now have actually come back to volunteer.
Okay. Good.
You know, they've
Okay.
donated their own handbag now, which kind of makes me feel like it's gone full circle.
All right. And you
Yeah.
have somebody working directly with you right now.
Yes, my
Okay.
girlfriend Lisa is
Okay.
my partner. We've been friends since we were 11 years old, grew up right next door to each other. She's also came from a domestically
That's what I was
violent
just getting ready to
home,
ask you that.
and
I was just
yeah,
getting ready to ask you that.
had a domestic violence marriage that she escaped, and
Okay.
so we have a lot in common with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really something. Okay. Well, we're going to get ready to take another break.
Okay.
And when we come back, I want you to give us some signs how women can tell when they're going to be in a business relationship. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Do you have the right Medicare health plan? Are you saving money? And are you with a company you can rely on? The answer to your questions could be a Medicare supplement insurance plan from Humana with the benefits and savings you want. You can get all the facts in this free booklet, Making Medicare Supplement Insurance Work for You, and it's yours just by calling 1-888-238-5497.
For a competitive monthly premium, you get peace of mind knowing many of your medical costs will be covered, all from a company that's been helping people with Medicare for more than 20 years. And with a Medicare supplement plan like that offered by Humana, you always have the freedom to go to any doctor, specialist, or hospital.
The booklet is free and there's no obligation. So call now 1-888-238-5497. That's 1-888-238-5497.
Not everyone can dunk, but everyone can dip. Checkers' new $2 Chicken Dippers box. White meat chicken deliciously seasoned, just begging to be dipped. 6 delicious dippers, plus Checkers' famous seasoned fries for an unbeatable $2. It's a slam dip. Checkers, feast on. Love loaded fries? Get them loaded 3 different ways, only at Checkers.
Every LASIK candidate deserves the best, and the Yaldo Eye Center, Michigan's leader, has performed more LASIK procedures than anyone in Michigan and always uses state-of-the-art lasers. Dr. Yaldo knows that affordability is a serious issue, and this week is offering LASIK for $6.99 an eye, regardless of your prescription. You demand the best. That's why his patients say it's not just LASIK, it's LASIK with Dr. Yaldo. The Yaldo Eye Center. Call 1-888-881-2020.
Welcome back. We're joining me right now with Jackie Bobsing. We're talking about domestic violence. And before we left, I asked Jackie a question. The most prominent group we deal with right now are our teens. Okay, and I want you to explain to me why that's the most prominent group right now. Teenagers.
Teenagers. Well, not only is it verbal and control with the teens, they have a whole new area now that you or I did not experience growing up, and that's digital.
Okay.
Computer, phone, these kids are taking pictures and they're sending it to who they think is their boyfriend, and not understanding at 14 that this boy is not going to be with you in 6 months. Odds are maybe 3 months. And they get so involved so quickly.
So why is that? I mean, why do they get so...
I think too, society, like I said with the rap music.
Okay.
I think the girls get more involved. The boys are more into multiple partners.
Okay.
Absolutely, they are into multiple partners. And it's at least what I'm seeing in the high schools now, and even with my own nieces, with discussing with them what's happening in their little circles. The thing that's different is these girls will tell their friends, this is not okay.
Okay.
And I think that's the difference in the generation. That the ones that are noticing it are trying to bring it to the attention of even a parent, another parent, an older sister. They do try to pull them away.
Say, this is not okay.
Absolutely.
Now that takes me to my next question. What are the signs, if you were going to tell someone, how do you look for an abuser, or how do you recognize when someone is in an abusive relationship?
For the teenagers, excessive texting.
Okay.
Where they need to know where you are, who you're with.
Talking about the male or the female?
Or the female.
Okay,
Doesn't matter. I believe that it goes both ways.
So you're talking about control now?
Oh, absolutely,
okay, control. Okay.
Just knowing where you are. And like I said, the difference is now they have texting.
Okay.
You know, there's so many more ways for them to keep track of their partner,
okay.
Where we didn't have that. Just how you're dressing. You know, why are you wearing that?
You about teenagers now?
Yeah.
Or you talking about the older?
Teenagers.
I want to talk about the older group now, because now people our age and maybe a little younger.
Oh,
that kind
our
of abuse.
age.
How do you recognize? You go into a relationship, you're meeting a guy at the bar,
Yeah.
or even at the church, wherever you may meet somebody. How do you recognize? Where are the signs, Jackie, that this person may be an abuser? Are there any signs? Because I mean, my thing is prevention.
Right.
So what are you going to do? I mean, I don't want to get into a relationship then maybe 6 months after the fact he's been inside my head. Was there something that he's showing me beforehand where I can recognize, okay, there's a problem there? So
Absolutely.
can you identify some of those things?
Yeah, I would think the initial closeness right away, the calling back right away, and, well, what are you doing tonight? Where are you going tonight? Stalking is huge.
Okay, all right.
You know, you don't want to see somebody again. The next thing you know, he's outside your apartment. I think that has become huge too.
So it's not just that I'm just madly in love with you, love it for a second. That's not. That's
no,
okay.
no,
Okay.
absolutely. I
Okay.
think things have changed so much along that line.
Okay.
I think just the clinginess. When you meet for the first couple of dates, how is he treating you? What is his response? I think women need to question. I think women need to put questions out there that will show his true colors.
Okay.
And then again, some men don't show any true colors until after they're married.
Okay.
Numerous times you'll hear women, he was such a prince.
And he was a prince.
Until
okay.
we got married.
So now I'm in the relationship. Now, how do I get out of it?
Exactly.
What do I need to do? But I'm asking you a question. How
Yeah.
do I get out? Now I'm in it now.
Right.
I found out that he's an abuser or she's an abuser. How do I get out with my life? How do I get out with my sanity? How do I get out? So I'm asking that question. How do we get out of that?
Look for a counselor in your area. If you have to go outside of your area to feel safe, go outside of your area. A lot of times, which people don't realize, we are servicing women from Wisconsin and Ohio because their situation is so dangerous, they need to get them out of their area and into. So if you feel that if you go home to your mother or your sister's house, you're endangering them because of his fury,
yes, then don't
you
go
need
there.
to leave state.
Don't go there.
You need to get far away.
Okay.
But I also met a young lady that had done that. He found her, very short story. She did what she needed to. She was gone for 6 months. Somehow he found her. She was so afraid that she boarded the front door of her apartment building and would only come through the back with the children.
Okay.
She came through the back door. He had found her, hit her in the face with a hammer.
Wow.
When she woke up, the police were there, and she was full of blood. He was putting her into a garbage bag.
My goodness.
The only reason the neighbors called the police is because they had been such a quiet family, the three of them. They heard the 4-year-old screaming.
That was out of the norm.
Out of the norm.
And see, that's important. Neighbors, if you see someone going through abuse, if you see something that's not normal or out of sync, please get involved. Don't say it's none of my business. It is your business because domestic violence is going on right next door to you sometimes. Please get involved. Be a place of refuge for your neighbor, for someone that may be going through this. Okay, I just want to share that with you. You know, and you're right about that because we need to get more involved in that. And that brings me to my next question. With your purses, now how do the person, the woman, get from the abusive situation to you at that point?
Once they enter the shelters,
okay,
they're directed either to us through vouchers or a lot of the times we deliver mass amounts of these purses.
So how many purses, I mean, at one time? You talk about hundreds of purses, thousands of purses?
For the holidays, we'll deliver 2,000 purses statewide.
Wow. Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
so
we give 3,000 or more purses a year.
So people really are really much involved in what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're making a great impact.
Well, don't you think at an early age, too, one of our very first lessons is not to go in mother's purse.
Right, they always tell you that.
Very personal possession.
Okay.
Very personal possession. So I think that right there, you know, when they have that purse, that's a confidence that I can go out and apply for that job now.
Okay.
You know, I have that necessity to go to school, and it just makes us feel good. Our bags are our personal possession. We run our life out of there.
Okay, so it's just short, and just to wrap it up, what kind of advice would you give someone right now to just stay away from those kind of abusive relationships? Just kind of like, again, in a few seconds. If we can
Pay
say that.
attention.
Pay attention.
Love yourself.
Okay.
You have to love yourself first and know yourself first. If he's not kind to you or has a kind word for you,
Then
you don't
let
need
it
it.
go. Okay.
You don't need it. Yeah,
Let it
love
go,
is
let it go.
love's not a black eye.
Okay. Well, Jackie, I'm so happy that you were a guest on our show. It was a pleasure having you.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so very much. Okay. We'll be right back with my inspirational thought for today. Thank you.
If you overcame great challenges in life or experienced a spiritual journey, email Dr. T Show at www.producer@drtford.com. To advertise, donate, or support this program, contact us at producer@drtford.com or mail checks and money orders payable to the Dr. Tanisha I. Ford Show, P.O. Box 2266, Southgate, Michigan, 48195. More information is available at drtford.com.
Domestic violence and sexual assault can rob an individual of their sense of safety, power, and dignity. They can affect a person's social, physical, and emotional well-being. Survivors can feel alone as they deal with the impact of violence on their lives. Abuse can happen to anyone of any race, age, sexual orientation, religion, or gender. It's never too late to get support. If you think you've been abused, call Turning Point's 24-hour crisis line at 586-463-6990.
Thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed today's show. Many people are involved in toxic relationships which have plagued our society with social problems such as domestic violence, rape, and substance abuse. What is the solution? I would like to share with you a parable that might offer one. An eagle taking an early morning flight saw a weasel and swooped down to grasp it with his claws. The magnificent bird soared high without a care in the world, but its prey began gnawing at its breast until suddenly the bird fell to its untimely death. The death was unnecessary because, you see, the eagle was in control. All it had to do was let go. What is the moral of this parable? Come out of those toxic relationships and get rid of those weasels in your life by letting go. You are in control of who comes and stays in your life. And remember to love yourself and be an inspiration to others as you discover your own uniqueness. God bless.